I'm going to talk in short about rules of osteotomy and about hinges and distractors as well. So if you see a deformity and if you cover the part which is deformed, what you see is two segments of straight bone. So to correct that deformity, you need to construct two blocks of rings, which are straight blocks, and they are connected to each other with hinges and distractors. So these are the hinges, and this is the distractor. So this is the axis of hinges. So when we say hinge, we refer to the hinge axis. So here you can see the hinge axis is here, and the hinge axis is placed at the level of cora. So this is already been told by Rajat and Dr. Vasudevan that hinge axis has to be at the level of cora. And second thing is that the hinge axis has to be perpendicular to the plane of the deformity. So these are the two important rules. Hinge axis is perpendicular to the plane of deformity, and hinge axis must be at the level of cora. So for example, if you have this deformity of varus, juxtaarticular varus, then you place the hinge, one hinge anteriorly, one hinge posteriorly. So the hinge axis is in the sagittal plane because this is a frontal plane deformity. Same is true with this valgus. While correcting this valgus deformity also, you need to place hinge axis in sagittal plane. Whenever you get a sagittal plane deformity like this, then you place hinges, one hinge medially, one hinge laterally, so that the hinge axis is in the frontal plane. So you get the point, the hinge axis has to be perpendicular to the plane of the deformity. Now let's consider quickly types of hinges, three types of hinges. If the hinge axis is tangential to the convex cortex of the bone, then when you distract, you get an opening wedge correction. So this is called as opening wedge hinge. If you don't place the hinge close to the bone, but away from the bone, so hinge axis is not touching the bone, but it's away from the bone, then, but it is still at the level of cora, then when you distract, you get, along with correction, you also get lengthening. So this is a distraction hinge. And a closing wedge hinge is when you want to remove a wedge of bone and correct the deformity gradually. Then you place the hinge on the concave side of the bone. So that's a closing wedge hinge. So as I told you, you can see the hinge axis is perpendicular to the plane of the deformity. The hinge is placed exactly at the level of cora and tangential to the bone. So this is a classical opening wedge hinge. So this animation will make things clear. So this is the cora, level of cora, and hinge is placed at the convex border. So what you get is a perfect opening wedge correction. Okay, so if you don't place the hinge close to the bone and away from it, you get this. So this is a distraction hinge. You use a distraction hinge when you want to lengthen along with correction of deformity. So then you place the hinge not close to the bone, but away from the bone at the level of cora, and you get a distraction along with correction of deformity. So this is a distraction hinge. And as I told you, this is a closing wedge hinge. About the rule of triangles and all, we will discuss in the next masterclass. So I'll skip this. Coming to the rules of osteotomy. The rules of osteotomy take into consideration two things. First thing is placement of hinge in relation to the cora and placement of corticotomy in relation to the cora. So osteotomy rule 1 is place the hinge exactly at the cora and do the osteotomy also at the cora. Absolutely ideal situation. So this is the osteotomy rule 1. I already showed you this animation, this hinge, and this animation is showing osteotomy rule 1. So you can see I have placed the hinge axis at the cora and also did osteotomy at the cora. So what I got was an opening wedge correction. So this is osteotomy rule 1. Coming to osteotomy rule 2. In osteotomy rule 1, actually you can use even a distraction hinge, which is fine. Even if you use a distraction hinge, but place it at the level of cora, it is still osteotomy rule 1. There are some situations where you cannot do osteotomy at the level of cora. Okay, like Rajat has also mentioned that the cora can be in the joint or very near to the joint, or sometimes the bone is very bad, sclerotic or bad bone at the level of cora. So you have to avoid that level of osteotomy. Then you can do osteotomy elsewhere, but you're placing the hinge exactly at the cora. So this is osteotomy rule 2. So let's see what happens when you do this. So this is the cora, level of cora. So hinge is placed exactly at the cora, but the osteotomy is placed below the cora. So see what happened? Along with correction, you got a little translation. But if you see carefully, the proximal mechanical axis and distal mechanical axis are completely aligned. So this translation is not creating any deformity. Okay. So the farther away you go from the cora, the more translation you will get. So when you are doing osteotomy at a level other than cora, please don't go too away from the cora. Otherwise, you will get large amount of translation. So this is the osteotomy rule 2. When you don't do osteotomy at the cora, but place the hinge at the cora and get a perfect correction. So this is one example. This is a post-traumatic deformity, both in proximal tibia and distal femur. So in this case, he had a lot of scarring and shortening. So after doing planning, you can see the cora is here. So I placed the hinges at the cora, but I did osteotomy little lower down. And you can see here, I have used these hinges as distraction hinges because I wanted to lengthen the tibia also along with correction of deformity. So these hinges are distraction hinges, but placed exactly at the level of cora. Same rule, osteotomy rule 2 was followed in distal femur deformity also. You can see I have placed the hinges at the cora, but the osteotomy is slightly above. So this is the correction. I got correction of deformity as well as lengthening. That's the final clinical picture. And finally, the osteotomy rule 3. In osteotomy rule 3, you can do osteotomy at the cora or away from the cora, but you're not placing the hinge at the cora. Hinge is away from the cora. So now let's see what happens in this situation. See here, the osteotomy is done at the cora, but the hinge is away from the cora. You get correction of angulation, but see what has happened to the proximal and distal mechanical axis. They are not aligned. Actually, they have become parallel to each other. So in this situation, you have created a translational deformity. You corrected angulation, but you created a translational deformity. So this rule is not acceptable. Let's see this animation. So this is the cora, and we do osteotomy at the cora, but we have placed the hinge above the cora. So let's see. You corrected the angular deformity, but we have created a translational deformity. So osteotomy rule 3 is not acceptable. So take home message is that the hinge must be placed at the level of cora, and osteotomy can be done somewhere else also. So osteotomy rule 1 and 2 are acceptable. Thank you for your attention.